Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing an actual tutorial. I know that for some reason, even though I feel like I'm like a makeup blogger, I don't actually do my makeup very much except on my tutorials on Instagram. So today I'm going to do a tutorial. So I think today I'm going to do kind of like a bronzy look. I don't know exactly what I'm going for yet, but I guess it's whatever this title ends up being. So here we are. So today I'm going to start out with this Urban Decay B6 vitamin infused complexion spray. That's a lot to say. Alright, so I found this. I think they did a whole rebranding thing because I was like at an outlet mall and they had this for, I think it was $7, and they had like the big regular setting sprays for $12. So I got a good deal on this. So I'm gonna just gonna let that dry. And then next, I'm gonna do another kind of priming step, and I'm gonna use this Milk Makeup Cooling Water. I read that you can keep this stuff in the fridge, and I just keep forgetting to put it in there. But this is really good as a primer, because I know it leaves like a thin layer over. It doesn't really absorb really much into your skin, but it kind of leaves like a thin layer on top. And I feel like it fills my pores a little bit, so it makes everything a little bit smoother. And then next, because I have a little bit of redness around my nose and around my lips, I'm gonna use this Hard Candy Cushion Wonder Concealer in green. I'm just gonna use, you only need a little bit. And then I'm just gonna blend that out. And don't judge my beauty blender. I ran out of my beauty blender cleaner and I tried cleaning it with my shampoo and it just wasn't working. And then before I do my foundation, I'm going to do a little bit of spot concealing with this LA Girl Pro Concealer in Porcelain. And I just am going to put it on my finger. I actually did the plier thing and I like ripped out the little brush in it. I'm just going to pat that on. I really want to get more of this concealer, but I like literally cannot find it in stores anywhere. I know that I think Ulta is carrying it online at least now. But I did like a search and the nearest place for me is up in Washington and I live in Portland. So I'm gonna take a small trip up tomorrow and see if I can go to a Fred Meyer there. And then next I'm gonna take my Airspun powder and I'm just gonna do a very light dusting over where I put the concealer so I can just make sure it doesn't move whenever I put on my foundation. Okay, much better. So today I'm going to use the e.l.f. Cosmetics Moisturizing Foundation Stick, and I know that this is, I think, a little bit too light for me, but to be fair, they really don't have a big selection. I know that anytime I use this, everyone always asks where I found it. I found it at Target, and I think they had a total of like 3 colors there, and I know that there's more online, but it's still kind of hard to find. I don't know why. It's pretty good. It's very thick though. I don't feel like it's exceptionally moisturizing, but it's definitely not drying for me. I like though that it has a very large like surface area, because sometimes with stick foundations I feel like you have to put a million swipes on your face to get anywhere with it. Personally, whenever I use stick foundation, I always feel like I have to pretty much just cover my face in the stick. And then I'm gonna take my Iconic London oval brush and I'm gonna just blend that out, because I prefer to use a brush with a stick foundation other than a beauty blender, because I don't feel like a beauty blender really blends out stick foundation. Yeah, I think it's a little too light technically, but I'm gonna do some cream contouring and so that will warm it up. Okay, and then now that it's all spread, I'm gonna go on with my beauty blender and just kind of make it a little bit more even. And I'm trying to do this very lightly so it doesn't pick up any of the product. Okay, and then now I am going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit, and don't judge it. I know it's messy, okay? I know. And I always put oil in my Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit, because I feel like the creams are so stiff that if you don't, they don't blend out. It just doesn't happen. But it is my favorite when it does have oil in it. So I'm gonna use these 2 shades right here and I'm gonna put oil in them, and I'm putting the Farsali Rose Gold Elixir in here, and I got this one recently and I really like it. I feel like it's more of like a lighter oil than I've had in the past, because a lot of my other ones feel a little bit heavy, but this one feels very, I guess, I don't know, it's hard to describe an oil as light, but you know what I mean. So I'm gonna take this Iconic London brush, and it's like this one. I got all of these brushes in a set that they sent me. And I like using this brush because then you can be like really precise with it, and I like to kind of push it up and then put it here. And I also really like this one to get in that nose contour because then you get it really precise. And I always try to do this last with like the excess that's on my brush because I don't want to get this like too much product on my nose. And then I like to blend that just a little bit downwards with it already. So then I usually start out by blending my contour with a brush, just a little bit to just get it nice and spread, but very lightly, that way you're not like moving your foundation under it. Gotta make that jawbone look nice, give the illusion of a shadow there. Okay, and now I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender and just kind of finish out the rest of the blending. And since this is so cool toned, I don't really worry about it going all the way down because it's not gonna look super crazy. My contour kit's in the shade Fair, if I didn't mention that. Then I'm gonna go in with my Too Faced Born This Way concealer in Very Fair. Then I like to keep the nose, like where I put it, very precise, so I try not to move it around, just up and down. For your nose contour, make sure to get in the crevices of your nose. And I like how my face looks, other than I know that I have a little spot right here. I'm gonna see if I can just do a little bit with that. Sometimes I feel like it's best to just do it with your finger because I feel like sometimes a beauty blender will pick it up, especially on a little bit of breakout. So that's there. I'm just gonna kind of leave it and let it set. And then next I'm gonna pick up my Airspun powder again and just dip my beauty blender, and I'm gonna bake my under eyes. I feel like this one is very pink. I mean, it even looks pink, but I feel like I've seen other colors of it. So if you picked it up and you thought it was too pink as well, I think there are other colors. And I like to just put my powder kind of to emphasize the nose contour. So up on the edges like this, and then a little bit down the center. So next I'm going to do my brows, and I'm going to use Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in Taupe, and I just realized I left the top off. So I'm going to put a little bit of that oil, the same Farsali oil that I used earlier. I'm just going to put one drop to kind of rehydrate it. And for my eyebrows, I'm going to use this Kylie brush. I think I got this when I got her Eyeliner, and it's a really good brush because it's just really thin. And then I'm just gonna do the underline of my brows and the outline. I'm really not very good at my brows still. I don't feel like I'll ever master the art of the brow, but I feel like I've gotten a lot better compared to about a year ago. At least now they kind of look like something someone would want to put on their face. A year ago it looked like something no one would want on their face. And now we try to do that on the other brow. I honestly haven't waxed my brows in such a long time, and I really need to, but anytime I remember I'm about to film, and that's obviously the worst time to wax your brows. So I feel like those are pretty similar. Now to clean up my brows, I'm going to use this e.l.f. brush, and it's just flat. I keep meaning to grab more of them every single time I go because I think it was like $2 or $3, and it's so useful. I use this to clean up everything, and it never loses its shape, and I use this thing a lot, probably every time I do my makeup. And I'm using the same Too Faced concealer. And also notice I put powder on, but I didn't put it where I would be doing my brows, like on top of my forehead and stuff like that, because I know that's why a lot of people do their brows first, and sometimes I do too. But I also feel like when you do them first, sometimes that kind of also messes them up and makes them less crisp unless you're being really careful with your foundation. Okay, so I feel like that's as good as they're gonna get. I'm not like the type of person that will spend 2 hours on my brows, so I'm just not gonna mess with them anymore. So now I'm gonna brush off the powder, and I use that kind of just to put powder on the rest of my face because I don't want to heavy layer powder on everywhere. So I got sent this deck of Scarlet palette, and I believe this is a subscription box, and I think this one is in collaboration with Yvonne Wahab? Did I butcher it? Okay. And I don't know who that is, but she's very pretty. So this is what the palette looks like. These are face powders and then eyeshadows, and these are lipsticks, and personally I'm not a big fan of lipsticks and palettes with powders, you know what I mean? I'm also not a huge fan of lipsticks where I have to use a brush or my fingers just because I don't like texture. So I think that's interesting that they did that, but I do like that they closed it so you don't like get any powder on them. There isn't a ton of options. I think this is definitely a more beginner palette, but I have not tried this yet at all. So since I feel like I need a light shade, I'm gonna use the shade Sandstorm, which is like the contour color, but I'm gonna use that as a transition shade on my eyes. And it is very pigmented. It picked up a lot of product. So I'm just gonna tap that and then kind of go in with that on my eyes. And I feel like this will be a good contour color. And these two are Wet n Wild brushes, and I got these at Walgreens and the dollar store. Not dollar store, the Dollar Tree. There's a difference, I think. And so next I'm gonna take this color right here, Fudge, and I'm also gonna blend that into my crease, and I'm just gonna try to pick up a little bit because I feel like it's pretty pigmented. And I think I'm going to try to do a little bit more of a halo eye because that is usually my go-to. And I need another blending brush, so I'm picking up this one from Kylie. And I know all of my brushes are dirty, okay? Cleaning them is the worst. So I'm gonna put more product on the edges right here and then kind of blend those out. And then I'm gonna put that orange in the middle. And these are very pigmented. I am pleasantly surprised with them. I wonder if you guys can hear the rain right now. It is pouring. And then I'm gonna go back and use the same color and just also put that on my lower lash line again. I know a lot of people usually wait till the end, and I do too sometimes, but I feel like it makes it come together more for me in my head if I do the lower line with everything else. And then I'm just going to take this orange color Sunshine and I'm gonna put that in the middle of my lid. For some reason this looked matte to me, but I feel like it has a little bit of shimmer. And with halo eyes, I kind of like to just have mine round out a little bit right here and just kind of keep it really centered. And then I am gonna take this highlighter shade in the shade Halo, and I'm gonna use that as my inner corner highlight. And I'm also going to use that as my brow bone highlight. And then while I just have the palette open, I am going to do my contour with the shade Sandstorm again. And I'm using a Wet n Wild contour brush, which you can get at the Dollar Tree. So I feel like I really like this contour shade. It is very cool toned, which I have a problem with usually finding cooler toned contour colors for really light skin. But I do feel like if you have a deep skin tone, this will not work for you. Just because I feel like if it's perfect on someone super pale, then it's probably not gonna work on someone really dark. And then usually for my nose contour, I use the sides of the brushes and I just put a little bit on there and then just kind of carefully put it down the sides of my nose. And then next I'm going to take my powder again and I'm just going to make the contour sharp. And then next I am going to do a wing with my Too Faced sketch marker in black. I'm just gonna go at it. I feel like I have mixed feelings on this because when I first got it, I absolutely loved it. And then I feel like the tip kind of dulled down for me. And then now when I'm doing the wing, it's kind of scraping away. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna switch. Okay, so now I'm putting on some lashes, and these are Mythic by Black Magic Lashes. So now I'm just gonna take some mascara and I'm just gonna make those blend together a little bit better. Do you guys like my sample size? This is like all I use. So I got this Milk Makeup Tattoo stamp. I'm just gonna use this. I have the heart one and I also got like the smiley face one. I kind of wish I would have gotten the like star one. I think they have. Like, what am I gonna do with a smiley face makeup stamp? I don't know what I was thinking. But this is what it looks like. I hope you can see it. Can you see it? Okay, I'm gonna do that thing where you like put it like right here under your eyes, and I'm hoping this works. So I'm just gonna like kind of push up my lashes. Oh no! It got the bottom. Okay, I'll have to fix that. Okay, I'll fix it. I wonder if I go like... Well, I mean, it's on both sides now. Damn it. Okay, this does not clean up. SOS. Okay, now it's doing that like blue thing. You know what I'm talking about? Ugh. Because this is gonna be a process, I'm gonna do it off camera. Okay, so now we're gonna just ignore any little faint, you know, spots on that. I tried so hard. So I'm gonna then take the highlighter from this palette. I feel like this is very my skin tone. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's invisible and then you can see it. And really quick, I'm gonna pop on some lipstick. And this is Abu Dhabi, I think, NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. And then now I'm gonna take my Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray and I'm just gonna... I did a pretty heavy hand and look, I got all my hair because I put a lot of powder on today. So I want to make sure it all really like seeps in. And here is the final look. I really like how this turned out. I feel like I had more issues than I normally do with my makeup because I'm filming it, and so of course all the issues would happen. But nonetheless, I still like how it turned out, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching and maybe learned something new, maybe got an idea for a look or something like that. If you guys ever do recreate my looks, go ahead and always tag me. I always check my tag photos and I will like it and comment on it, and yeah. So thank you guys very much for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, go ahead and give it a like and leave me a comment down below. And you can also subscribe and follow me on Instagram. I always have the same name on all of my accounts on Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram. I have 2 Instagrams actually. I have one for like my makeup and one for my like personal life, and I'll leave all that down below. And I will also link all of the products down below. And yeah, so thank you guys very much for watching and see you later. Bye!